The Happy Guest update is on the horizon, and today is the day when Mojangs decide to show us a little bit more of that preview, which means we get a snappity snapshot of that update early. And some of these snapshots contain huge changes, like actually adding in the Happy Guest or changing the way that we use saddles on horses. But this one feels a little bit bland, like it's missing something, like they're just putting something out because they don't have something else to put out. So this is something as a something that is not something. Now, one of the big changes within this snapshot has to do with clouds. They've changed the way that the patterns orientate. So I typically turn clouds off. I don't like the generic clouds. I usually find a texture pack that does it better. But these ones, the fact that they kind of spread all across the sky now, they look a lot more natural. You've just got bits and pieces here and there as well. I think this is definitely a step forward. And I certainly like these a lot more than I've liked the clouds in the past. They normally just feel like strings of binary code floating across the sky. Now they feels like they've taken a QR code and slapped it in the sky for some reason. But I definitely do think that it is a good change, and it's definitely a positive one in my opinion. I like it, but it's not the only change that's happened. As we saw in the last snapshot, you can actually use shears to take a saddle and armor off of an horse, which I questioned why that was a thing, but maybe I'm not an agriculturist, I don't know. But now they've added a new custom sound, so let's figure out what that sound is. Well, that put me on the horse. And not only have they added in a sound effect for shearing horses now of their saddles and armor, I still find that a stupid thing. I can't help it, I just do. They've now added in something for leads breaking, and oh, that does sound pretty cool. That sounds like when you've got a leggy band and you twang it. Yeah. Oh, that is a satisfying sound. Oh, I've got to say, I like that. Okay. Let's do it a couple of times so you can hear. Listen up. I gotta try 2 leads. I gotta try it. Oh, that was satisfying. Oh, this is like insane. I'm having too much fun. This is insanely satisfying. Okay, I got a gaggle of herds. Oh, this takes me back to when I was in school and I put a leg band around my wrist and I would just twang it just to hear the sound of it. I love that. That's my favorite change to Minecraft so far. I love that. I really, really do love that. I am over the moon with that one sound effect. I really am. So the last final update that's worth mentioning has to do with horses and carrots. We already know that we can breed them using golden carrots, but now you can actually take regular carrots and feed them to horses to both improve their temperament and also recover their health. So for the major changes, that's it. They have done some changes to data packs, but that's a bit too technical for me. I don't get into that. Now, the last thing that I'm going to note is how they have changed some of the bugs. They have fixed some of the bugs, and one of these actually has got me raising an eyebrow. But I might be raising it for no reason. Let's find out. And it says that clicking on the statistic button on the main menu screen advances the game by 1 tick. Apparently this was a bug. And it makes me wonder if that kind of trick might have been used within speedrunning. I've seen tricks where they need to be frame perfect in a lot of games. I don't know about Minecraft, so maybe that's game breaking in that sense, but it might not be. Some of the other ones, like they've prevented the beacon beam from rendering twice per frame, and Frostwalker causes visual corruption near chunk borders on threaded and semi-block chunk building, so I guess they fixed that, which is good. Cat breeds are not seed-based anymore. I didn't know they actually were. So that's actually a huge change to cats when you think about it. But cats can now be, I don't know, maybe it didn't matter which village you went to, you were always guaranteed a certain number of cats, or a certain type of cat. I'm not familiar with that one, so I could be wrong on that. The music toast flashes in the pause menu when the music slider is set to 0. I didn't even notice that one, but there are a load more bugs. I'm not going to go through all of them. Just picking out a couple here to outro the video. So that is it for this snapshot, but I am going to leave you with one more thing. The snapshots are getting lighter in content, which usually means that we are closing in on the pre-release and then the final release, which means we should be expecting it to drop relatively soon. The planned release date is June. When we have an official date, I'll be making an announcement here on the channel, letting you know exactly when you'll be able to play this officially without having to jump into any of the snapshots. 1.21.6 is getting close. And the second it drops, I will be jumping into my hardcore world and playing around with the new features, as I really would like that happy ghast. So make sure that you like and subscribe to stay tuned for future Snapshot videos, and consider checking out the hardcore series. As always, I'm Casey, you are the awesome folk. Thanks so much for watching. You take care now, and I'll see you in the next one.